welcome to this week's episode of the NatureCity podcast. I'm your host, Carl Pradelli. I'm also the CEO and co-founder of the company, having started NatureCity over 20 years ago with my wife, Beth, and since then, it's been our honor to have served over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we can make. Today, we'll be discussing a new study that found those with low blood serum levels of calcium and magnesium tended to perform worse on cognitive function tests. This finding suggests that giving our bodies enough of these minerals may be important to help maintain healthy brain function as we age. The study involved 1,220 adults aged 60 and over and was conducted by medical researchers in Poland and published in the journal Nutrients. Previous research looking at the impact of magnesium and calcium on brain health mostly focused on dietary intake of these minerals rather than blood serum levels. That's why in this new study, the researchers wanted to analyze actual blood levels of calcium and magnesium in subjects to see if the results corroborated the findings of dietary intake studies. In general, in the dietary intake studies, most of the work has found that a shortfall in magnesium intake is associated with poor cognitive health as we age, and those with adequate magnesium levels are more likely to have better cognitive function. That's not too surprising because we know that among the over 300 physiological processes that magnesium plays a role in the body, a good number are important for brain health. With calcium, the dietary intake data with respect to brain health has been a little less definitive than with magnesium. Some studies show that too little calcium can affect cognitive function in a negative way, while other studies concluded there wasn't much of an impact. In this new study, the researchers measured the blood serum levels of magnesium and calcium of the participants and used those results to classify them into one of four categories. The first was those with normal magnesium and calcium levels. The second was those with low magnesium levels. The third group being those with low calcium levels. And the fourth was those with both low magnesium levels and low calcium level. To evaluate cognitive function, the researchers used two testing models, including the Mini Mental State Examination, or MMSE, which is commonly used to assess brain health and function. In analyzing the data, the researchers made adjustments for things like sex, age, body mass index, and health issues to try to see if these variables were relevant to the results. And the results were interesting, with the researchers concluding that those with normal magnesium and calcium levels performed much better in the cognitive testing than any of the other groups with low magnesium and or low calcium levels. I was surprised to see that the results showed that low calcium seemed to be even more of a factor than low magnesium levels in this study. Based on previous work, I would have guessed it would be the other way around. It was no surprise that age, fitness level, and things like heart issues were found to affect cognitive function, but even independent of those factors, the study found that low serum levels of magnesium and calcium were associated with a decline in cognitive performance. So, while more work needs to be done to confirm these findings, it adds to our knowledge base and reinforces that giving our bodies adequate calcium and magnesium each day is important to healthy aging. As we think about the role of supplements in helping to bridge gaps from diet, we have to be mindful that getting too little of these minerals is not good, but getting way too much can also be bad too. So as we think about the RDAs, or recommended daily allowances for calcium and magnesium, we should consider that the target amount is from food and supplements combined. Exceeding the RDA to a degree is likely all right for most of us, but you don't want to overdo it too much unless you're following doctor's orders. So for calcium, the RDA is 1,200 milligrams a day, and USDA data shows that the average American gets around 800 milligrams a day from food. So by definition, most folks fall short of RDA amount. And this is probably magnified if you don't eat dairy products, which are a good source of calcium. At NatureCity, we believe that the best source of calcium for supplements comes from plants, not the crushed up limestone rock, which is used as the calcium source in most supplements that you see. The plant source we use in our bone health product is called Algae Cal. We like it because it's more easily digested and absorbed than standard calcium, and is much more gentle on the stomach. If you take the recommended 4 capsules a day of TrueOsteo or TrueOsteo Plus product, which is another version that we have, it will give you about 720 milligrams of calcium each day. We use 720 milligrams of calcium from Algae Cal because in research, this was the amount found to work at increasing bone density in mature women. For most people, the 720 milligrams of calcium that they get from the TrueOsteo products, plus what they get from diet, will allow them to reach the 1200 milligram RDA, which of course is the goal. A nice bonus is the algae that's the source of the calcium naturally also provides about 60 milligrams of magnesium across the 4 capsules. Now let's turn to magnesium because here too, Americans struggle to reach the RDA. In fact, according to data from the USDA, about 75% of Americans fail to reach the 400 milligram RDA from magnesium from diet alone. I recommend our True Calcium drink powder to help bridge nutritional gaps. Each serving gives you 200 milligrams of magnesium. Most of our clients take 1 or 2 servings a day. I personally like to take 2. True Magnesium contains what we believe is the best form of magnesium for supplements, which is called magnesium bisglycinate chelate, which is both chelated and soluble. Without getting into all the technical details, this helps your body best absorb and use the magnesium without causing unwanted effects like gastrointestinal distress. You can check out more details on True Magnesium and the TrueOsteo products at NatureCity.com, and we're always here to help if you have questions. That's it for this week. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see future episodes of the NatureCity podcast, or you can listen to us on your favorite streaming service. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. This is Carl Pradelli, and I'll see you next week.